Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Peace. Welcome to another video. Welcome back, baby Brian. What'd you do?
I got first place at my first locals in a while, playing the second best deck of the format, technically.
Yeah.
Let's just get right into it. So I was on pure Ryzeal today. So I just played max Ryzeal numbers. Not really much to discuss here. These cards are all
I helped him
stupid.
build that deck, by the way.
Shout out to Ante.
But yeah, these guys, less so this, are all your one card combo. And even this is like, it's fine. It still gets you into X, which gets you to this, which basically, and it gets you to this. But you go into your rank 4 that searches everything for some reason. So every card is one card combo. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
So that's 10 Ryzeal monsters, and that's all anyone plays at this point. On to the non-engine. 3 Fool Loss. People say Ryzeal and other stuff can play kind of around it, but the thing is, they still have to end on not exactly what they want. Like even Ryzeal, like generally they'll give you 2 to 3 cards. That depends on whether or not they actually need to make duo drive. But that's still pot of greed, too graceful charity, just for letting Ryzeal do its thing. And even then, you'd still probably drawing hand traps. And I guess that like Malice, where they don't want to give you that many cards, it just passes on a suboptimal board. I had that happen yesterday, where I Fool lost him. He was like, do I make a Link 3? And he ultimately decided it wasn't worth it. So we ended on a suboptimal board, and I killed him.
Perfect. I mean, that card's just crazy.
But yeah, I think it's probably fine to main deck this, even if it's not necessarily immediately winning you the game, because the card is still high impact if it makes your opponent end on a weaker board.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally maxi.
3 Ash, you needed to beat Fool Loss, and in this specifically, I play a ton of hand traps and non-engine because it's pure Ryzeal and you have to.
Yes.
So anything that hits Fool Loss, hits like dual drive especially, because that's like the big choke point, quote unquote. Anything that can help you get there is definitely, you can fit it in here. 2 Valor, 2 Nib, just more good hand traps. Nibiru is a little weird because if you nib and you have X, you don't actually get the search off X.
Yeah.
But if you know you're going to nib, you can just account for that in your gameplay. It's not the worst thing. 1 Droll, 1 Ogre. These are cross-out targets. I might tweak the ratios on those. I'm boarding 2 each of them in the side deck so I can go into them when I need to. But both of these have come up, so I'm not too upset about having them in the main. That's it for the monsters. Spells, 3 Bonfire. And Snake Eye, you could kind of get away with not owning this card. And with Ryzeal, you know this the difference. You need to play max copies of everything, because otherwise you just brick.
Yeah.
And if you brick in a deck in a format where 1 card combos are everything, you're dead. Speaking of needing to draw, you need Pot of Desires in this. It's a little risky because you do play a couple one-ofs, like Cross plugin. I play 2 Cross, not because of that, but because I think the card is crazy, but we'll get to that. But any way to help you get to your Ryzeals, you probably need it in this deck. Like, people have been playing Small World. Like, card's good, but like that's still a -1. People are going to be playing 7th Tachyon when that comes out because it's basically Small World, except you don't need to draw specific for it. So in this case, it's just consistency is king here. It's not like Snake Eye, where every card in your deck is a starter. You do play enough non-engine where you just brick sometimes.
Yeah.
Here's the 2 Cross. I don't know what they were thinking when they printed this mental card. It's Pot of Avarice, and it's a mid-chain monster negate that doesn't activate. It's
so broken.
I don't know what they were thinking.
Mid-chain negations.
But yeah, I play 2 because either you draw it and the hand trap they save for your dual drive doesn't do anything. Meaning they probably would have been better off just hand trapping something earlier. Or they pop the first one, think they're good, and then they immediately scoop when you add the second one, which happened to me twice yesterday.
Yes, sir.
The 1 plugin, this card's just nice. It's extension. You can summon back used up rank 4s and get them again. Like, you can just make an Abyss Dweller, shut down your opponent's Fiendsmith stuff. They kill it, and then they think they can play next turn, and you just reveal the plugin and say, no, you're not actually playing next turn. I got Dweller Diego on Fiendsmith Ryzeal 3 turns in a row yesterday because of that.
Wow.
So he basically never got back into the game.
That is crazy.
3 Cross Out. We play so much non-engine, you can afford to play Cross Out because you can hit just about everything.
Yes.
Like, even stuff like Imperm, when the cross doesn't stop it, this card just handles that. And if you really need something to go through, then there's that for you. But if you can play a lot of non-engine, you should probably play this card.
Beast Warrior.
The one call by, self-explanatory. The card should be banned.
Yeah.
And then the one talents. I might bump up to 2 or 3 in the future, but it was fine at 1.
It was fine at 1. I'd agree.
1 plasma hole. Usually this just gets attached to detonator off of plugin, so I don't really use its field effect. But most lists, and I'm going to do this going forward, play the rank 4 that you can stack on top of another rank 4 by pitching a spell trap. So you can use this to summon that during the battle phase for an extra 2,500 push. So I'll probably start doing that. And then 3 Imperm, because Imperm is the best non-monster card way to stop duo drive.
Agreed.
That's it for the main deck. 40 cards even. Let's go to the side deck next, actually. So 2 Droll, 2 Ogre. Just in case I see a matchup, I think either of these are particularly good against. Ogre is good against Ryzeal, specifically when they don't draw cross. Droll is for crazy stuff like my friend Patrick here, who likes to search out the wazoo.
Isn't Droll also good against Ryzeal?
36.
It depends on the hand. Like, sometimes it kind of bottlenecks them into doing something they don't want, but most of the time, Detonator Pass is probably still pretty strong when you're backing up with as many hand traps as they play.
Yeah.
Depends on the variant, too. If you like Droll, Fiendsmith, and Graver, that could really slow them down.
Yeah.
It depends. 3 Ghost Spell. This is mainly for Malice, because you can Ghost Spell their field spell, and that can kind of hurt them.
Wow.
I believe it also stops someone's from Banish. No, someone's from it stops someone's from Graveyard, so that's a little weird. But this card is still probably fine against Malice.
Yeah.
Speaking of Malice, 3 Artifact Lancia for that turn skip.
Lancia.
Yeah, I don't know why we're back in this situation where we just have to play Lancia on the side because it's a turn skip. But you do what you gotta.
Banish.
1 Magma, 1 Druid Swarm. I'll probably try and up the numbers on these, but if I'm not playing Fiendsmith cards, I want to play cards that beat Fiendsmith cards. Yeah. So I decided to fit the Druid Swarm, the Magma, just try and stop that. I didn't run into the deck that much yesterday, and when I did, I just dwellered it, and it didn't get to play again.
Okay.
But I'll probably add 2 more Druid Swarm in the future. Not sure I'll cut yet. And then Dimensional Barrier, 3 copies. You need this for the mirror. You need this to stop cross out it so you don't get your turn skipped. I wouldn't be surprised if they banned this card.
Yeah, honestly, it's coming.
It's coming. And then finally,
oh my god,
extra deck, 2 Detonator. I feel like this card probably gets banned at some point in the future because like this card is so stupid. This is just 3 free pops on a rank 4, and it's got 3,000 attack. Like what were they thinking?
Yeah, dude, this card's actually insane.
In kind of the same vein, Ryzeal Duo Drive. It's a generic rank 4. And it just searches 2 cards for free for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you could be playing something that isn't Ryzeal, go into this and just have your full Ryzeal combo. Like it's kind of like Orcust, except I don't know. Just something about it feels morally wrong.
Yeah, it's literally just generic.
But honestly, you could probably win most of your games just by summoning these 2. Like, you never need to go to the rest of your extra deck. Your opponent probably just scoops by the time they've tried to play through your Detonator and failed.
Yes.
Speaking of the rest of the extra deck. 1 Light Dragon Agnister. This is just proactive monster removal as opposed to Detonator where you need to react. Mm-hmm. I only summoned it once yesterday, but it was while I had Cross on the field to negate his Graveyard effect, so it was fine. It let me push for game. Tornado Dragon, just for back row decks. Like, it's a good rank 4. You should be playing it. Baguska for if I think I'm up against another Xyz deck like Ryzeal. If I think I'm up against Ryzeal, I just try to pass on multiple Material Detonator and this. Uh-huh. So if they want to play, they have to negate the Baguska, but then they have to deal with the Detonator and the Cross. Castell, just good generic removal. I've seen 1 or 2 people playing Harpy's Featherstorm and ending on this because it's a Wind-Winged Beast, so look out for that.
They can always just summon that.
Exciton Knight. Fiendsmith stuff will just use this to go into the Fiendsmith engine, but I actually got to resolve this yesterday against Malice, blow up their entire field and just take the game from there.
That's funny.
But you gotta remember, you can't actually do damage after you resolve this effect, so don't try to go for game. Abyss Dweller, it got banned in the OCG, I think for good reason. I don't think they should ban it here, but that's just me. This bullies rogue strategies, and it bullies Fiendsmith stuff. Especially into like Fiendsmith and Paradise, because that card can only react to a special summon. So they can't do what they want and send your detonator as soon as you summon it. They have to be ready for this.
Right.
And that alone makes their play more awkward.
BJ's?
Tugares lets you draw into your deck for hand traps or side cards, or it can double detonator's attack to go for game.
You got fired.
Super Bowl Sunday.
2 Mirologic Aggregator to send out.
Wow, Rich.
I'm sick with a fever.
I pulled both of these.
That's hilarious.
You send this off X Ryzeal to get the chain block and the negate. I don't know why they decided a card that gets to do both of those things at once is okay, but here we are.
I went in there, I talked to the guy.
Typhon, just for situations where you need to either out a detonator that you couldn't get rid of otherwise, or just make your board more awkward for your opponent to beat, but
Yeah.
I never summoned this yesterday.
I would say things you brought.
And then the one Donner,
No.
not so much just for outing Baguska as much as when you get Nibiru'd and you need to clear it so you can play
Yeah.
the game.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because you're kind of like Kashtira in that sense, where you kind of want to like have a clear board of only
I can't believe
your level 4, rank 4 guys.
Yeah. So that's it for the extra deck. And I intend to keep playing this deck because I think it's enjoyable, even though it's probably just going to get murdered in the next list because Konami hates me.
Don't worry, just a Vistwaler's gone.
That's true. All right, I'll get you guys in the next one.
Awesome. Congratulations on first place, Brian. Thank you so much for the profile. Subscribe for more.